Andrew, you went viral yesterday with your with a clip of you showing your guns. Did you put on weight? Did you focus on bulking up?
I put on a couple pounds of muscle. It's a couple pounds. But I definitely feel like
just a couple pounds. Is that?
Just a few. I definitely feel stronger. I feel fast, stronger. I feel good. So coming into the season, I feel the best I ever felt ever.
I owe you guys a huge apology because I've owed you guys a video on the Golden State Warriors in NBA training camp. However, you see, last year, training camp was about 2 months, so I thought I would have time to make my rounds through each and every team, and then I realized it's not 2 months this year, it's about 4 days, so I have to get you guys some updates. We're going to start with the Golden State Warriors here because I think they are by far the most interesting and enigmatic team to cover this offseason, given everything that they've done so far and everything that's happened to them so far. So before we get to the content, guys, I am giving away a PlayStation 5 to anyone that's subscribed to this channel and turn on my notifications, whether it was in the past like a year and a half ago or right now. So long as you're subscribed and turned on my notifications, you have entered for a chance to win a PlayStation 5. If you want an additional entry, then subscribe to my gaming channel, TheFlightMike TV. It should be the pinned comment that's commenting all the links in the comment section down below. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, we know what has been going on with the Golden State Warriors. It's been very, very sad to hear that Klay Thompson suffered a season-ending Achilles tear the day before the NBA draft. And while that did happen to Klay Thompson, a huge question that we were all wondering going into the NBA draft was, how are the Golden State Warriors going to navigate this situation? They have the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. Are they going to try to trade up for the number 1 pick and draft Anthony Edwards? Or are they going to potentially change course and draft LaMelo Ball over who many people presumed they were going to draft originally, James Wiseman? And at the end, the Golden State Warriors went ahead and drafted James Wiseman. Personally, I thought this was very interesting, but at the end of the day, I kind of understood it, because how often is there an opportunity to draft the perfect center that fits into your offensive system, that could stretch the floor and hit threes, that could grab the boards, that could also provide a nice defensive presence on the interior, assuming that he bulks up a little bit. But in addition to that, the Golden State Warriors weren't done wheeling and dealing. You see, the OKC Thunder recently acquired Kelly Oubre Jr. from the Phoenix Suns as a result of a Chris Paul trade. And all the Golden State Warriors needed to do in order to reunite Kelly Oubre with his former Golden State Warriors teammate Marquise Chris is trade the OKC Thunder a conditional 2021 first-round draft pick and a second-round draft pick. And now the Golden State Warriors are going into this NBA season with a very unique potential starting 5. You see, starting at the center position, you have James Wiseman, who, in my opinion, could someday be an all-star, and I feel like the Golden State Warriors are a prime place to go in order to develop for your NBA career. Then you have Draymond Green, who should be a wonderful mentor to any up-and-coming rookies or any of these young players at the power forward position, who, in my opinion, makes the Golden State Warriors extremely versatile. Now, at the small forward or shooting guard position, I don't think it really matters at this point, you'll have Kelly Oubre Jr., a player that could slide in and provide valuable defense, but could also stretch the floor. Now, don't get it twisted, he's no Klay Thompson. He attempted 5.5 three-pointers per game last season and would only convert on 35% of them. Now, that's still a pretty good number. It's just not Klay Thompson numbers, but then again, most players in NBA history won't average Klay Thompson numbers, and it doesn't matter because I think Kelly Oubre Jr. is going to be playing mainly at the small forward anyways, given his size. Then you go to the shooting guard position, and I believe that the entire Golden State Warriors season is on this man's shoulders. No, it's not Steph Curry. Steph Curry's at the point guard position. It's Andrew Wiggins. And here's the thing. throughout the entirety of Andrew Wiggins' career, he did show flashes in the earlier part of his career, and that's what a lot of us seem to forget. During the 2016 to 2017 NBA season, in his third year in the league, Andrew Wiggins would score 23.6 points per game off of 45% shooting 36% from three, and would have a player efficiency rating of an 18.5. Well, what happened? There's a lot of analysts that try to dissect what happened to Andrew Wiggins and the reason why he wasn't so good at the end of that, but if you ask me, I think a lot had to do with some issues he had coming out of college. You see, Andrew Wiggins always had problems being aggressive, and eventually he was forced to become aggressive during the 2017 to 2018 season, but this time he was aggressive in all of the wrong ways. You see, he would take these deep contested mid-range 2-point shots, and that was just something that completely ruined his game in my opinion, and after a while he just became completely ineffective and very inefficient, and that plus the fact that Jimmy Butler was added to the roster, so Andrew Wiggins wasn't really getting as many touches on the offense, but once Jimmy Butler left, it seemed like the damage was already done. There's a lot of reasons why Andrew Wiggins could have potentially been bad after that, but I do believe if the right team got their hands on him, then he could potentially be a star in this league. So I asked you guys on Twitter, what did you think about the possibility of Andrew Wiggins breaking out this year? And for the most part, a lot of your responses were absolutely comical, but in my opinion, it seems like the right team did get their hands on him, because if you look at Andrew Wiggins now, not only does he seem to have tweaked his jump shot a little bit, but on top of that, my man seemed to have put on a little bit of muscle, which you might be thinking, okay, Mike, big deal. So what, Andrew Wiggins put on a little bit of muscle? Guys, I don't think you remember what got Andrew Wiggins drafted #1 overall to begin with. It was his jump out of the gym athleticism. But the problem was, he came into the NBA and he was a little lanky. And well, during the beginning of his career, it seems like he didn't do anything to address those concerns. The Golden State Warriors brought him in, seems to have retooled his jump shot, and added a little bit of muscle onto his frame. I'm predicting, and call me out on this if I don't get it right, I'm predicting that Andrew Wiggins will have a breakout season this year. The reason why? Because he's pretty much in the situation D'Angelo Russell was in last year, only he's a much better complementary fit to Steph Curry. Yes, he's not going to be able to make it rain from three the way Klay Thompson would have been able to, but I feel like he'd be able to provide just enough to at least get the Golden State Warriors into the Western Conference playoffs as a 6 to 8 seed, maybe even a 5th seed, depending on how this unit plays together. Then you have James Wiseman, who is looking fantastic in training camps thus far. You put all that together and combine it with the fact that the Golden State Warriors have already had a remarkable culture, have won multiple championships. They still have the same head coach and the same pieces in place that won them those championships. You're still going to see Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green as you're practicing consistently, and they're a world-class organization. But for the sake of the NBA, you better hope that they end up making it to the playoffs, because this upcoming draft class is set to be extremely special. Boasting the likes of players like Cade Cunningham, Jonathan Kuminga, and Jalen Green, I'd be very nervous if the Golden State Warriors ended up with another top 3 NBA draft pick to support Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and Draymond Green next year. So let me know in the comment section down below, where do you think the Golden State Warriors are going to finish this season? Aside from that, I'm your boy, TheFlightMike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.